Going. I wanted to hold that the whole time. We're going to find some fuckheads.
Oh, this is... Oh.
That was some beautiful singing. After all the fun we had last year at PAX Australia, I decided to return once again because... fuck. What else is there to do? While my younger cousin was helping me film Sly earlier in the year, I decided to bring him along for the ride. We got to Melbourne the afternoon before PAX started and did our best to kill some time, sitting and watching shit go by, watching videos and going back to cash converters. Actually got a few games this year that wasn't fucking iToy Kinetic. Although some aren't much better. Game testing coming soon. In case you couldn't tell by this point, I totally failed to actually vlog this, or really anything the entire trip, which is why you're getting this weird post-commentary BS.
Did you order this pizza with extra sausage?
You're gay.
The first day of PAX was hectic as fuck. Despite my best effort to take it slow to maximise our activities across all 3 days, there is just so much to look at and so much to do that I was doomed from the start. We mostly wandered around the main expo hall watching events and trying out some games as we went. Of course, much like last year, classic gaming is where I spent most of my time during the weekend. As a big AVGN mark, there was a solid selection of games that piqued my interest this year. I finally got to try Tempest 2000 on Jaguar and actually play a Vectrix system. Unfortunately, it was so loud that I couldn't hear the kicking soundtrack for Tempest, but the game was really fun and the Vectrix blew my mind. The stick on the controller was seriously responsive. It's kinda hard to explain. We also dabbled in some arcades, of course. Die Hard, Rampage, a Nintendo unit of Super Mario Bros, which was kinda cool. Didn't even know that existed actually. But the highlight, of course, was Sega Pro Fishing. Later in the day, I met up with some Asian lad and went out for pizza and a Deep and Meaningful. Then meeting back up with Aiden and his group, we went to see Thor Ragnarok. As a boycotter of modern Marvel movies, watching Age of Ultron on TV the previous night actually allowed me to enjoy it, even though these movies force out humour harder than modern game review channels. The second day was a lot of the same stuff. I took off early and got to try out some indie games, but as you'd expect, Saturday is the busiest day, so it's impossible to even do much. The highlight of the second day was easily the competitions though. Aiden's crew entered a tourney for a Dreamcast game called Power Stone 2. It's like 3D 4-way Smash, and it's actually a really fun game. And of course, as you do when you enter a competition for a game you literally just found out even exists, 3 of them made it to the finals, which was held in a big room. An empty room, mostly, but big regardless. They were up against a guy who'd been playing the game since the day it was released, so it was a runaway victory for that guy. From there we went to a Black Ops 2 tourney held in an uncomfortable little box for some reason. Yeah, give the obscure game 3 people have heard of the actual stage and MLG setup, and give Call of Duty a naughty corner. Regardless, all of the matches were very close and very well played by all competitors. The winner of the entire competition, though, was my cousin. He absolutely destroyed it, winning one match with twice as many kills as second place. It was really exciting to watch the entire thing and see him get a medal for his well-played victory. A good end to the second day. Until we got back to the hotel room and tried to play some Cards Against Humanity clone.
Oh, boys. Oh.
It's going to be fantastic.
Things that make a man limp.
Starting with
A to Z.
So anything. Anything.
fat bitches. Oh, wait. Oh, A to Z.
Anything.
Could be it. I said ankle. Make you limp. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
I
bad
thought
ankle.
dick.
Oh. No, that's the pink one.
I don't understand this game.
Just quick.
Make you limp ankle.
Limp ankle.
Just say anything that's dirty.
The final day was a total write-off right from the start. Several late nights after 2 long days really took its toll. We were stood in line for almost 2 hours wanting to try out Sea of Thieves, and the line hardly moved. God, it fucking sucked. So we abandoned ship there and went around to try out a few more things about the place, until randomly deciding to go and watch a panel on the best, worst video game of all time, Jurassic Park Trespasser. Very good presentation and very funny. The final thing we did in Melbourne before flying out the next morning was meet back up with Terry Bite and Mega Mitch, 2 fellow Aussies with YouTube channels you should totally check out. But listen, I've got a joke for you. What happens when an Asian, a midget, and a cripple go bowling? A great fucking night happens. What did you expect?
Come on. Wait, Subscribe to Mega Mitch for the best Pokemon videos. Actually, zoom it out a little. Drop that low. No one's filmed me yet. It's my fucking video.
The night was over once security got up in my face about my younger cousin being too young to bowl apparently, even with a responsible guardian in myself present who wanted to beat up the enforcing security there. So that was PAX Australia 2017. It was a hectic, exhausting, but overall really entertaining 3 days in Melbourne. I think the highlights for me were once again trying out some new old stuff in classic gaming, bowling of course, which really has nothing to do with PAX, and just the general atmosphere around the place. It's not something we have back in bum-fucking nowhere, so the change of pace was really good. Was good to hang out with Terry and Mitch in person and have a laugh. Fuck you guys, never want to see any of you again. Especially Terry. Thanks to Josh and Gundam Rust Gaming for coming to say hi. It was great to meet you guys and hang out for a bit. Sorry to the people I missed once again. I'm just fucking shit at checking my notifications apparently, but there is always next year. I hope you all enjoyed this recap of the entire thing, and I hope you have a great fucking day. Thanks for watching.